Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Do Marketing Differently podcast presented by Go Rogue X. My name is Brian Fitton, and this is the podcast dedicated to the marketers and small business owners and people who are trying to serve first and give value, stand out from their the crowd of their competitors. And make sure that you like and subscribe this. Please share this with a friend. If you see some value in this podcast, we try to bring all those tips and tricks and bring just the knowledge bombs every single week. So make sure you subscribe and follow us on all the channels. I've got my awesome co-host with me today, Miss Lauren Lewis.
Hey.
How's it going today?
It's going all right.
Good. Hey, this is becoming one of my favorite episodes that we do. It is basically what you need to know for the month. Yes. All the trends, all the things that are happening, everything that's going on in either digital marketing world, video marketing, social media. We try to cover it all so that way you as a marketer or as a small business owner can know what to expect and kind of be ahead of your competition. That's
Absolutely.
The whole point, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we've got some things we're going to dive into, but before that, we like to start off with something fun.
Yes, we do.
What is that, Lauren?
Each week we like to start our episode out with what are you obsessed with this week? So Brian, what are you obsessed with this week?
This week, I have been obsessed with the Watchmen series.
Oh.
Yeah. Have we talked about this yet? I know maybe
not
you and
on
I.
this show.
There we go. So HBO and the Watchmen, or just Watchmen.
Oh, because it became free. Is that how you're watching it?
Oh, did it?
Yeah, they released it free.
Oh, I did not know that. No, I pay for HBO Max, so we watch all the Elmo things and all the things that are on Sesame Street and all, which we could probably find free as well.
Street, yes.
Yeah. So we have a subscription to everything. That's part of our next budget, by the way, for July, is to look at all our streaming services because there are so many out there.
There are a ton.
Yeah. Anyway, the Watchmen series has been really just eye-opening, just obviously with systematic racism and then what happened with the Greenwood. I'm trying to think of the name of it. I'm so sorry. The Greenwood, the massacre that happened in Tulsa. Yeah. There's several names of it, and I think it was like Black Wall Street as well that has been referred to. And so and I apologize. Forgive my ignorance. I am just saying that it is phenomenal in the sense of being able to open your eyes up to just how just racism and just how terrible it was not too long ago.
Right.
It's really sad. So, but what's crazy is now that the Watchmen, the actual series has come out on HBO. It is a DC comic, and it's kind of wacky, just the comic in general. I'm not going to do any spoilers.
That's an understatement right there.
Yeah, but it is one of those things that as somebody who enjoys kind of that comic book, coming to life, we talked about Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Sure.
I'm a fan of DC in general, and so anyway, I would suggest watching it. It has very cultural relevant items in it right now, as well as just very entertaining, but also, again, a little wacky, if I can say that.
That's very kind of you.
Go into it with an open mind. But honestly, how it's produced has been just, it's beautiful cinematography and everything.
Have you finished it?
So I did.
Okay.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was crazy.
So, anyway, don't watch it with your kids, though.
Oh my gosh, no.
It is not a Superman or any type of, show. But anyway, very good. So that's mine. What about you?
So my husband really enjoys playing video games, and so his goal has always been to find video games that I would enjoy to play, but bonus, ones we can play together. And so we've been playing, we've played a couple of these games, but there's a company that's produced a really good Sherlock Holmes game.
Oh, okay.
We're playing The Devil's Daughter is the one we're doing right now. But you can actually, you obviously solve cases, duh. But I like it because you can get things wrong, you can completely mess up and everything and jail the wrong person, all the kind of things. So it makes it a lot more realistic, and it's really hard, and it has a lot of puzzles in it. And I really enjoy puzzles, and so my husband has been really enjoying doing that together. So I think our last just one case took us 3 to 4 hours to do.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
So here's the deal. My wife actually sat with me while I played What Remains of Edith Finch.
That's on our list.
Yes.
Yeah.
So our big shout out to Ty Carlson, a friend of ours.
Friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod, Ty Carlson. He tried the game out because I recommended it.
Yeah.
And it's that very figuring out your history, your family history. And there's all kinds of, they've made the game so phenomenal. It's so great.
Did you like it?
He loved it. He finished it in 2 hours. Yeah, my wife did too. She sat and she because you have to figure out things and you have to find things. It's like a puzzle type game, but you're in a first person feel. So it was a nice, refreshing change to the normal video games I play. So
Super fun.
But we're going to have to check that other one out.
Yeah, you do.
All right. Hey, let's jump into the meat of the things. We do the obsession piece because we hope that you guys get to know us a little bit more, but then also because we have people send in their obsessions as well and things that we should check out, because that's why we exist in this world, is to have fun.
Yes.
That's it. That's the only reason.
Wow.
Maybe some philosophical discussions we need to
There
have
we go.
afterwards, but we enjoy that, and please keep sending those recommendations into us. We enjoy that piece of it. So, but yes, let's dive into what they need to know this month.
Yes.
Lauren, kick us off here.
All right. So, like we talked about, we go into tools, resources, news, things that is going to impact you. And so, one of the things that we use frequently is a tool called Marco Polo. It's an app, and they just released a large update. All the colors on my app just changed. And I think for those that frequently use it, it is feeling a little much, but yeah, they introduced a paid feature into their app. So if you don't know what Marco Polo, it's basically kind of an adult version of Snapchat, where you're able to record video at your convenience and watch videos and send them back and forth. And they restricted a lot of the features that used to be free are now paid. And they've added some features that will be now paid as well, that are new. But it is really interesting because they released a statement that they want to be able to enjoy this app for years.
Yeah.
And this is the way that they're going to do this, is through paid subscription.
Yeah.
And so I'm very curious to see how many people just say, I love this app, I'm used to having it, I'm just going to jump on board. Or if people are going to say, I'm going to find something else.
Yeah, I actually saw that this morning as I did the Marco, and there was a lot of new features, a lot of things that were popping up, and I do hate that when apps try to put so much or try to copy other platforms and different face features or different, filters and different things like that. It's like, just be good at what you do, which is essentially just video messaging. So we love it at that. And honestly, if they enhance those features, that would probably be okay, but they're adding the photos, they're adding all the other things on top of that, and just so we'll see. We'll continue to use it. I don't know that I'm jumping onto a paid subscription yet.
The only thing that was really hard is that if you haven't used the app before, there is if you have a very long Marco or recording that you're watching, you can hit
the 2-time.
You can hit the 2-time, and that's now a paid feature, and they've actually allowed 3 different speeds, which is cool. But I was trying to push that button, and it was like, upgrade, and I was like, no.
I know that everybody uses that feature.
I know, that's what's going to get everybody.
Talk way too much and way too long.
Yes.
Yeah. So, just enjoy it at normal speed.
Right. Well, let us know if you use Marco, if you're going to jump on the train of paid, if you think it's worth it.
Yeah.
For sure. It's, I think, $5.99 a month, or $58 for the year. So.
Yeah. It's be interesting to see where this goes. So, okay. So mine, we're going to jump into this. Here's the deal. I'm a big Gary Vee fan. Gary Vee has talked about voice kind of being king here from here on out, which is actually good for us because we produce podcasts.
Sure.
And we do podcasts for clients and all the things. We also video those podcasts, which is what we're doing now. So if you're only listening to this, make sure you check out our website and see the recorded video version of this. But Gary Vee always talks about voice kind of being king or kind of heading down that road. He uses the example of, in a world where we have Alexa and we have, Google Home and just some different things like that, when you're actually searching for something, like how easy is it now to just say, hey, Alexa, I can't remember if we had one in here. Hey, Alexa, search for what is the closest, Chick-fil-A, right? And being able for Alexa to say the closest Chick-fil-A is such and such. The phone number is this. Do you want to call them? Yes. So think about that in the terms of SEO. So there's a lot of updates and stuff coming to voice SEO, so search engine optimization. And I just want all our listeners to kind of be thinking in this direction. So one of the things that has been released, and we'll kind of link back to some different articles, but one of the things that's really been pushing is the fact of like asking a question and answering that question. Okay. Because that's where we go for YouTube, right? That's where we go to Google. We're like, hey, I have this question. I need it answered. And so if you can do that in a voice format, that's going to change your business. So go ahead and jump on board with this. When you're writing content, when you're putting articles and stuff out there, they are actually searching through videos, specifically YouTube, because obviously with Google, everybody's using Google mainly. So it is one of those things that they're searching through YouTube, they're searching through podcasts, they're searching through different types of sources to find answers to questions.
Okay.
So us asking these questions and then answering them on our blog or on our content, which is, again, what we do. We try to take that one form of content, answer that question, put it as much as we can in the blog itself with audio and video tagged, so that way any way that they want to consume that content, they can actually find that answer. It is going to be a big deal going forward because we're moving into that society of, I just want to ask a question and I want it answered immediately.
Right.
You want your business to be the one that they go to every single time to get a question answered, specifically in your field. So lots and lots and lots and lots of stuff coming down the pipe with this.
Yeah.
I would say pay attention to the voice fields and what's happening in voice. Again, if you haven't already tried, we haven't done this yet, but it's definitely on a roadmap of trying to do some Alexa skills. Those are somewhat easy-ish. And if you're not doing something crazy, you can set up an Alexa skill. And so that way you could literally have people saying, for a church, for example, hey, Alexa, play the Grove Church's last podcast for me. And that would be searchable and be able to be played through Alexa if you have that skill set up. So there's certain commands that you can have done. This is going to impact your business a lot. So I would say pay attention to this stuff, but specifically around the voice SEO. Again, as a user, I'm excited for it because I want my questions answered quickly. So be thinking of that when you're producing podcasts, content, different things like that in order to get those questions answered fast.
Yes.
Boom.
Boom.
Crazy. There's so much on this. I couldn't even there's so many routes that we could take it. Yeah, but I don't want to bore anybody. But hey, if you want to nerd out with me, give me a call, please.
Right. Okay. Mine is for those that might have some splurge shopping. Facebook shops.
Yes.
Okay, so obviously Facebook is trying to do everything that you can do. You never have to leave the platform.
Yes.
And so what they have released is to partner with possibly smaller businesses, large businesses as well, that can have their own products featured in Facebook on the page. And so what's crazy about this, that's cool alone, that you can actually shop on Facebook, but is that when you pair it with Facebook Live, you can do a lot more. And so during a Facebook Live, you could be premiering a product and saying, buy this now, maybe have a special or something like that, and they can literally within your Facebook Live purchase that product, which is awesome.
I'm so excited.
It's really cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah, I think it gives just a lot of opportunities for people to talk about and showcase a product. I mean, I just think it really lowers, I guess, the customer to think through and talk themselves out of buying a product. Like they're convinced in that moment, they click on it, they don't have to go through all of the things. And so...
Well, and just even that, just like lowering the barriers of entry. We talk about that all the time. Like, make it easy for your customers to find you and do business with you. Like, if you say, oh, hey, come buy my product, but now you have to search to the bottom of the web page to find where you actually buy it. Now you go to another site, another sales page, and you go to another one, and oh, hey, your payment information, you actually have to enter it. We don't use PayPal. We don't use Google Pay. We don't use all the easy ones that you could just click. No, I want to buy it now. Like, just make it easy. This is going to be crazy because I know that even with Instagram, they put that purchasing option in your feed itself.
Yes.
Right? Hey, I want to go and buy this pair of shoes that I'm seeing. But when it comes to live video and being able to have those options, that's awesome. Well, hey, I'm going to move into my next one as well, which is actually similar to yours, but just about interactive content. So with that option of being able to purchase stuff in a Facebook Live video, being able to actually go through and do quizzes, and if you're not doing this right now, especially in Instagram stories, if you're not putting quizzes in there, if you're not putting questions in there, there are obviously things going to be moving forward, but like augmented reality, just different ads and stuff like that. There's also interactive video that you can embed on your website. There's a lot of tools and resources that are coming, again, to lower the barrier of entry for people to interact with you and really collect data. Like if what I'm offering you is not interesting, you can test a lot of things. And we talk about that around here all the time of like, hey, let's test this out. If this doesn't work, let's go down another path, right? But you can really do those things with Instagram stories, with interactive content. And some of it obviously is just very new. It's very limited. But, I started playing around with 3D photos. It was literally just a photo, but I added the 3D touch to it.
Yeah.
And it got a lot more engagement in a Facebook group that I posted in than just a normal question or just a normal photo.
Sure.
And so it's one of those things that be testing that with your audience. Really pay attention to the data on the back end. But that is something I think even for us, we're going to start doing a lot more is creating that question. So we actually did this a while back. Follow us on Instagram if you haven't already. Do Marketing Differently. And we tested out our obsession, just like what we started with, right? And we cut those clips of like, hey, what was your favorite Marvel character or something along that line?
What's the best Marvel movie?
Yeah. And then basically went to a poll and a question afterwards just to kind of mix things up. It's like, hey, we're showing, hey, I'm on a microphone, I'm recording, and then it cuts off, and then it says, what's your favorite Marvel movie? And it's one of those things that I think is going to really help with your engagement, mix things up, and obviously that interactive video piece is going to be a big deal.
That's awesome. I watched a video of, it was like Jake, I never can say his last name, Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Thank you. And Tom Holland, and they were going back, and all through that video, it had just random polls that kept popping up. And it was just, obviously the video originally was live, and so they were interacting with that as well. And obviously the actors is what brought the people there, but still what kept me watching the video was that interaction. And so it's really powerful for sure.
Yeah. Well, anything you can do to keep that person interested in what's going on is obviously very important. So right now we could have done a basic one camera shot, but we put our people to work, poor Caleb, put him to work to do some switching between cameras because we know if you're watching this, you want that interaction. You want things to be bouncing back and forth. You want really just to kind of keep and pay attention to what's happening. So anytime you can add just a little bit of pizzazz or something to draw the user or your consumer into the content, it's only going to make their experience better.
Right.
So,
right.
And you stand out from your crowd.
True.
Like your competitors. I guarantee your competitors are not doing that. So do it. Jump on board. Okay. Is it your turn or my turn? You cover.
It's mine.
Do it.
All right. So controversy.
Uh-oh.
In the news, people are upset at the Apple App Store.
Why? It's so great.
Supposedly.
Hey, that was on one of my obsessions. We talked about the arcade and all the games and the different things. Yeah.
So people are upset right now because it appears that Apple has been giving favoritism, I guess, to its own products over, which to me seems understanding, but until it's that the higher rated products that are not theirs are not getting showcased because Apple is pushing their own stuff. And so people are saying it's not fair that Apple can promote their own products, even if another app is higher rated. And they're also upset that obviously Apple is doing well for itself, but they are taking 10 to 15% of in-app purchases inside somebody else's app and downloads.
Ooh.
And so there's just a lot. And I think it's when we talk about that, you're like, why do I need to know that? One, Apple's huge. It's king and over everything in many ways. And so just understanding that, particularly when you're looking for apps, of understanding who you're supporting and just, some of those app developers have worked really hard and this is their baby and everything, and for them to get a fair shot. And so that's really important, as well as just like understanding that you may not know what's all out there because of an algorithm that's keeping you from it. And so there's podcasts like this that highlight different apps and things can be really important. And you just sharing your favorite apps is really important as well. And so tune in and let us know what you guys think about the recent Apple Store. Some people would say that's fair. They own it. They can do whatever they want. Other people, they say, have a different opinion. So let us know your thoughts on that. It's typically, I think it's looking right. The case is actually pretty big and is being investigated at the moment by the Justice Department. So
I'm an Apple fanboy.
Yes. But
I am so excited to see Apple Podcasts fall.
Oh, that's a big statement.
That is a big statement. Hopefully Tim Cook is not tuning
Apple
into this.
Watching.
Right yeah, for real.
All your Apple products attached to your body.
Yeah. So just because specifically with with Apple in general, like just with podcasts, like they have given terrible analytics. They have done a terrible job of supporting the podcasting community.
Yeah.
That like Spotify is doing way better. Stitcher is doing way better. Google Play or podcasts are doing way better, just to help you manage and know what to produce and where your audience is coming from and all the analytics on the back end. They just don't do it. They just don't care. They literally just do not care about that. And so it's one of those things that yes, they are the king, but man, anytime that you are not serving your audience, you own it, absolutely, but still,
sure.
Like,
no, I agree with you.
Make sure that you don't get your priorities twisted. So,
right.
So my last one here real quick is the Facebook business tips. So this popped up recently when we were going through kind of doing some video stuff on Facebook. And it just said, this is just a small thing, but it was like, you will get more organic reach if you have a 3-minute video or longer.
Sure.
Just had that little tidbit.
Yep.
It's like, we talk about that stuff all the time, but it is one of those things that's like, it's a little friendly reminder. If you're doing teasers, keep them short.
Yeah.
To draw them to, obviously, the your larger content that's on your blog or something like that. Drive them to your website where you own. But, if you're trying to get more engagement on Facebook, like, do a 3-minute or longer, live video. We always say that 5 to 10.
Yeah.
Right? Keeps people engaged. But just kind of pay attention to that.
Sure.
Like, if you're wanting that more organic reach, people will sit and watch videos longer now on Facebook, which I think is getting better.
Yeah.
Especially if it's helpful. So, yeah.
It's a good tip.
Thanks. Hey, it's my last one.
I'm out
That was
too.
good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If there's something that you want us to cover or something that is popping up in the news for our August edition, we want to make sure to do that for you and dive into all of the stuff. And we hope you got some value out of this. Make sure you like and subscribe to our podcast. If you're an Apple Podcasts, please subscribe. I'm sorry, Apple, I dissed you. But if that is your favorite podcast player, keep on keeping on. But other than that, make sure you share this with somebody. If there's another business owner or a marketer that you feel like could value from this, that's the whole point of why we do this.
Absolutely.
So make sure you share it with them. And until next time, we'll see you next week. Thanks.
All right, we got rapid
fire. Here we go. Rapid fire, Lauren, go.
What's your hidden talent?
Oh man. See, I had suggested this one a while back, but now you.
What did I do? I didn't do anything to it.
Hidden talent. I'm a pretty good rapper.
Demonstrate.
Free files. No. Definitely not gonna do that. Not gonna do it. I've got some cringy moments here in the corner. Kayla's like, no.
Please don't do that.
Yeah, but I have performed raps before on stages. Boom! You did not know that.
I did not. You and Taylor. Taylor's done metal on stage,
that's
and
right, he has,
you can rap.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right. What's yours?
This is so lame, but for me, I would say I can either create a killer gift basket or I rap I rap, but I wrap a present very well.
Nice.
It's my hidden talent.
Nice.
From all my boutique years.
All right, next one.
Describe yourself as a teenager in 3 words.
Super cool, and ice cold.
Oh my gosh.
Nerdy and also awkward and a little trendy. I was a little trendy.
You were a little trendy.
A little trendy.
All the pictures I see from you.
Back in the day, I was super cool.
It looks super trendy.
Exactly. Yeah. What about you?
Moody.
Angsty.
I mean, kind of.
I could see that.
Yeah. Need help with fashion for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of just moody.
Should have called up Brian. He would have helped you.
You could help me be
super trendy. Tommy Hilfiger jeans, some Doc Martens.
Problem is our time periods of high school were different.
That is true. I'm old.
So
I am old.
Yeah.
Hey, those are good. All right. Hey, we're out.